Hi dear friends, once again welcome you to my YouTube channel PDS Classes. Today in this video we are going to talk about the poem The Road Not Taken written by Robert Frost. Before moving forward, I would like to request you to subscribe my channel and like my videos. Let us discuss the theme or the central idea of this poem. This is really a wonderful poem dealing with various messages that are useful in our life. The poem is about making difficult choices in our life. We have to make choices in our life. One after another, we are provided choices. हमें एक चीज को चुनना पड़ता है, अब वह सही होनी चाहिए. That is the most important thing. So how to make choices? The poem is going to tell you. The poet messages us to make the right choice, the right decision at right time. अगर सही चुनाव सही वक्त पर किया जाए, then we need not to regret in our life. तो जिंदगी में कोई भी पछतावा न हो, तो सही डिसीजन को सही टाइम पे लिया जाए. That is the most important thing. The third point says we have to make choices after choices. It is a lifelong process, so we must consider the advice of our teachers, elders, parents, because they are worldly wise. हमारे जितने भी परिवार वाले हैं, हमारे गुरुजन हैं, वो experienced है. It is better before taking any decision or making any choice, we should go to them so that they can guide us. हम उनके अनुभव से बहुत कुछ सीख सकते हैं. तो यहाँ आपको ध्यान रखना है कि we have to take the advice of our elders, teachers and parents. Any regret or wrong decision can take away your contentment. Here the word contentment means satisfaction. दोस्तों, सफलता सबको संतोष और सेटिस्फैक्शन की फीलिंग देती है, मगर आपने कोई गलत डिसीजन दे दिया, it will become the tragedy of your life. That's why do not take any wrong decision. Try to avoid it. Otherwise, at the last, you have to regret. It's just not possible to make more than one choice at the same time. On the path of life, we are just a traveler. So we have to make choice, but we have to remember that we cannot make more than one choice at a time. एक ही बार में एक ही रास्ते पे चला जा सकता है दोस्तों, इस बात का आपको ध्यान रखना है. That's why you have to make one choice at a time. The last point is quite good. It is inspired from the Bollywood movies that there is no retake in life. Yes. दोस्तों, जिंदगी में कभी भी रीटेक नहीं होता है. Once you have taken a decision, then it is going to prevail lifelong. It will impact your life. ये पॉसिबल नहीं है कि आप रिटर्न आ जाओ और उस डिसीजन को टर्न कर दो, चेंज कर दो. Because done is done and what is done cannot be undone. These are the main parts of the poem or the messages that Robert Frost wants to convey you. The main thing is that be careful while making choices and take the advice of your elders, teachers and parents. Let us move to next slide. There are certain symbols given in this particular poem. You have to remember them. The first symbol, poet, he has been presented as a traveler, so any person can be traveler. Life की एक जर्नी हो सकती है और उसके ऊपर चाहे आप चल रहे हो या मैं, we can be traveler. Road refers for the any choice that is available before us. Actually, when the poet was moving, he saw that the road diverged. ये दो रोड उसके सामने अवेलेबल थे, तो ये चॉइस को रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं that we have to make in our life. Now, one road was less trodden road लेस ट्रॉडन रोड का मतलब निकलता है लेस ट्रैवल्ड रोड, द चॉइस दैट हैज बीन मेड बाय द लेस नंबर ऑफ पीपल। कुछ लोग अपनी करियर की अपॉर्चुनिटी को कुछ इस तरीके से लेते हैं, वो रास्ता अपनाते हैं जो जिंदगी में बहुत कम लोगों ने अपनाया है। Such type of path, if we choose, then it will be known as less trodden road. More trodden road. It refers for the frequent or the most common path the people adopt. ज्यादातर लोग क्या करते हैं? That is the more trodden road. So choice के बारे में आपको careful रहना है, whether you want to choose the less traveled road or the more traveled road, the road that is taken frequently by the people or the road which is taken least by the people. Last but not the least, the symbol is the journey. Journey refers for the journey of life. जिंदगी की यात्रा है दोस्तों, ये हमारी लाइफ की जर्नी को रिप्रेजेंट करती है। Let us discuss the summary of this point. The first point says, once the poet come across a diversion where his path diverges into two. यहाँ पर जो वर्ड दिया हुआ है डाइवर्जन, इसका मतलब होता है सड़क डिवाइड होना। तो वहां पर सड़क दो पार्ट में डिवाइड हो रही थी। नाउ द पोइट हैज टू मेक अ चॉइस कि वो किस डायरेक्शन में जाए। He had to take a decision of which road to take. Now he will look at both the roads. The poet stood there. Now point number 3 becomes a question. Which road did he choose? How did he choose? The poet stood there for a long time and he gave a serious thought to each road. He observed the both roads. उसने एक पॉइंट पर खड़े रह के दोनों रोड को ऑब्जर्व किया। He used his eyesight and the vision to see till he could. After that, he came to a conclusion that one road was more grassy and less traveled by, whereas the other road was less grassy and more traveled by. How to make a choice? Fourth point. It is a question. The first road was less grassy and more traveled by. The poet kept it for other day. Here you have to remember कि less grassy का मतलब होता है ऐसा road that is frequently taken by people, जो लोग चुनते हैं। आप इसे करियर की एक अपॉर्चुनिटी मान सकते हैं या करियर का वह पाथ जो हर कोई पर्सन प्रीफर करता है, that is the first road. तो पोइट ने सोचा कि फर्स्ट रोड को तो किसी और दिन के लिए रखा जाए, लेट अस ट्राई समथिंग न्यू, सो ही चॉज द अदर रोड। पॉइंट नंबर 5 इज अगेन अ क्वेश्चन, व्हिच रोड वाज अल्टीमेटली टेकन बाय द पोइट? द पोइट डिसाइडेड टू टेक द अदर रोड व्हिच वाज मोर ग्रासी एंड लेस ट्रैवल्ड बाय। Now in point number 4 and 5th, you have to remember the characteristics of the road. The first road, less grassy, more traveled by. But the poet has not taken. The poet decided to take the other road, which was more grassy and less traveled by. Decided to take this road. Now the poet decided to keep the other road for some other time. He thought, कभी किसी दिन लौट कर वापस आ जाएंगे। अगर अदर रोड पर सक्सेसफुल नहीं हुए तो वापस लौट के आना है और फिर फर्स्ट रोड चूज कर देंगे। बट एट द सेम टाइम ही न्यू दैट ही माइट नॉट बी एबल टू गो बैक टू दैट रोड। यह पोइट का सबसे बड़ा ड्रॉबैक था। अगर इस तरीके का आइडिया हमारे दिमाग में भी आता है कि हम एक चॉइस तो आज बना लेते हैं, लेकिन एक पार्ट को हम फ्यूचर के लिए रखते हैं कि अगर हम असफल हो गए तो हम वापस लौट कर आएंगे एंड वी विल टेक दैट रोड। तो फ्रेंड्स, इट इज कंप्लीटली रॉन्ग। यू शुड नॉट थिंक ओवर इट। 7th point, That morning, when the poet made a choice, both the road lay equally covered in leaves. No one has traveled on that. Actually, it happened that poet Robert Frost had to leave America and he moved to England for writing poetry and literature. That was the greatest choice he has ever made in his life. That's why we can say that he has taken other road. Now the last point says that the poet could end in regret. In the end of the poem, when the poem ends, we are just told that the poet became successful on the other road. But if he had failed, he would have been telling the fact with regret. अगर वो असफल हो जाता तो इन सारी चीजों को बड़े पछतावे के साथ बताता कि काश उसने पहला रोड ले लिया होता. So he is giving a message to you that before making choice, please consider your choice, take suggestion, otherwise you are going to end in regret in your life. Now we explain the text of the poem. Two roads diverge in yellow wood. Diverge, it means divide. Yellow wood here refers for autumn season. AUTUMN. Autumn का मतलब होता है पतझड़. वह सीजन जब पेड़ों से पत्ते झड़ जाते हैं. The poet is a traveler. He was moving in autumn season in a small forest. Here the word would refer for a small forest. The poet saw a diversion where the road diverged. Now it was not possible for the poet to travel the both road. Why? Because the poet was a single or one traveler. So we know it is not possible for one person to take two roads. And be one traveler, long I stood. The third line tell the poet thought over the choices available before him. उसके सामने दो रास्ते available थे. He stood there, he thought as far as he could look towards the road. उसने अंदाज लगाने की कोशिश की कि कौन सा रोड कहां तक जाता है. जहां तक नजर जाए उसने उन रोड्स की तरफ देखा. Where it bent. ये जो वर्ड है bent. Bent वर्ड का मतलब निकलता है रास्ते का मुड़ना और bend. Undergrowth words refers for the vegetation cover. जब हम किसी रास्ते की तरफ देखते हैं और वो रास्ता कहीं टर्न हो रहा हो तो हमें ये लगेगा that the road is going to disappear in the current or available vegetation. So the poet tried to look at the both road, contemplated and thought, then decided to make a choice and took the other road. Actually, the poet has left the first road. He was attracted towards the other road. उसने other road choose किया. It was just fair and having perhaps the better claim. It wanted that the poet should travel over it. When he looked at the other road, he found that it was grassy. It was grassy and it wanted wear. It means the people should travel it. पोइट को लगा कि इस रास्ते से तो बहुत कम लोग गए हैं. ये चॉइस बहुत कम लोगों ने अपनाई है. इसलिए पोइट ने मोर ग्रासी रोड को चूज किया. दैट वाज द अदर रोड. Though as for the passing there had warned them about the same. The poet think that if the people traveled by that road, both the road could be the same. And both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden back. And both that morning equally lay. When the poet was about to make a choice, both the roads attracted him. दोनों ही उसको attract कर रहे थे, and there was no step which has turned back or back. कोई रास्ता वापस लौट के नहीं आया था. So he thought that both the choices are quite good for him. Oh, I kept the first for other day. That is the greatest mistake of the poet that we need not to make in life. जी हाँ, इस बात का ध्यान रखना है. The poet thought that the first road should be kept for other day. If he fails on the road he has chosen, he will return back and take the first road. हमें ये पता रखना है, there is no retake in life. Once you have taken a decision, you cannot return back. At the same time, the poet knew very well that how way leads on to way. इसका मतलब निकलता है, in life there are choices after choices. We have to make choices after choices. There will be diversion after diversion. We have to choose road after roads. And once we have moved, practically it will not be possible for us to turn back. पोइट को पता होने के बावजूद भी अगर उसके मन में ये विचार आया कि he will take the road on another day, it was the greatest mistake. I doubted. Here the poet himself is making him clear कि उसे इस बात का शक था that would it be possible for him to return back? क्या वापस आना कभी possible होगा क्या? नहीं होगा. So at the one part the poet is dealing with the dilemma which road he should choose. पोइट का मानना है कि अगर लाइफ में अदर रोड पे सक्सेसफुल नहीं हुए तो वापस लौट के आएंगे और फर्स्ट रोड ले लेंगे. But here he himself is doubtful. Look at the last stanza of your poem. Telling with this a shy. यहाँ पर जो वर्ड है SIGH, shy का मतलब होता है a deep breath, एक गहरी सांस लेना. Generally it represents your sorrow, जो आपके दुख को बताती है. The poet says that he was very fortunate that he became successful, but think अगर वह फेल हो गया होता तो he would have been telling the fact with a deep breath, with sorrow, with regret. Somewhere ages and ages hence, कई सालों के बाद में वह लोगों को बड़े बड़े दुख के साथ बता रहा होता कि उसने एक गलत डिसीजन लिया. But he was fortunate. He would have been telling the people that two roads diverge in a wood and I took the one less traveled by. This is what he would have been telling to the people with grief. But अभी उसे दुख करने की जरूरत नहीं है. He need not to be depressed because he has become successful in life. अभी तो successful हो गए. Now one question rises in our mind. Why did the poet take the other road? The reason is given in the last line. The poet wanted to make a difference in life. वह कुछ यूनिक और नया करना चाहता था. That's why he thought that he should not take the first road, but he should take the other road to make a difference. And ultimately he became successful. I hope you were able to understand the poem. You have to remember the fact that life does not give any second chance. There is no retake in life. Make choices in a proper way. It is your life. If you take a wrong decision, you will regret in your life. This is the end of the poem. Thank you. Jai Hind.